I think we're gonna hit the road.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
You know, we had a really great time.
Well, I hope so. I know we can both be...
A bit much.
God, no, really. I mean, you guys have been...
Just a breath of fresh air.
Oh, well, that is very sweet of you to say.
Evan Hollister, a boy like no other, loves sipping beer and raising hell with his brothers.
So Speak No Evil follows an American family that spends a nightmarish week with an eerie couple on an isolated country estate, discovering a dark secret. Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, Devin Hollister. Today we're going to talk about the newest film with James McAvoy called Speak No Evil. This is a remake of I believe it was a Swedish 2022 film, and it basically had the same premise of an American family that moved into Europe, I believe in the UK, and they were in a vacation in Italy, and they meet this couple with this son who can't talk. It's a little different because there's obviously quite a couple different changes in this movie, even though the original film for it came out only a couple years ago. And I gotta say, honestly, I think, in my opinion, I do think this is actually a better movie. What? I think that what we have here is a classic tale of just some psychological stuff. Really good, like, suspenseful psychological horror. There's nothing really supernatural or anything out of this regular reality that is involved with this type of horror that is with this film. You're following this family of a mother, father, and a daughter, and yeah, it's a pretty interesting story. So we're just gonna hop right into it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and like if you like this review, and let's go. Like I just said before, I believe it is actually a better version than the original from a couple years ago. And why do I say that? The ending's better. It has a better outcome for these characters that you're following. In the original film, you get all this crazy stuff happening that does apply to this new film, such as, you know, the whole cutting off the tongue and the kidnapping of the children and killing of the parents that these eerie people who live in this estate do. You know, I think that honestly it's so much well done better with this movie, and it has a better outcome in the end because our characters that we follow throughout this film, they actually get a happy ending compared to the original where they get stoned to death and they take their daughter and cut off her tongue, and the movie ends like that. And it's just like, it's grim. That's so grim. And, you know, I understand that a lot of movies, you know, it's okay to have like grim endings like that in movies. But it's just the fact that, like, we're not here to watch like bad endings. You know what I mean? Because we're following the entire movie of this family. We want them to win and survive this. And you're just basically fucking us over in the end by killing them. This remake does something different, better. They prosper and win over these evil people who have killed so many people in the past, abducted so many children, and, you know, even their child that they have is not even their child, as it's revealed in the end, of course, that, you know, his parents are dead in the lake. Now, if you're into those types of endings where the main characters will lose, unfortunately, I'm not making fun of you. You know, I'm a huge fan of the Saw films, and unfortunately, as much as we love the protagonists of those movies, which ones they may be, basically, I mean, everybody in those movies always lose, pretty much. So I can totally get behind it. But the thing is that we're really rooting for this family to win over these evil people. We want to see them survive this so that this evil can stop. And that's why I really like this remake much better. I think that is honestly really the best thing is, of course, the ending, but also just how the themes of the family bonding, their strength, their struggle, and how they get by through all this is rewarding very much in the end. And that's honestly the most perfect thing about this film to me.
You're gonna go out there and be completely normal.
There's a lot of ambitious movies out there that will make you leave the theater and you'll be like scratching your head like, what the hell did I just watch? But this movie does that, but in a good way, because we pretty much know everything we need to know, but it's also like, we could theorize some things ourselves. It kind of leaves it a bit open, and it leaves it for plenty of discussion. And it's actually good because the movie was very easy to understand. It's not like Nope, and we watch it and then we're like, what the hell was that? It's a little different. It's much better with that. It won't leave you with that many questions, but it still gives you enough to understand the story fully, but also it leaves you with things that make you think at the end, like, I wonder what was going on, or how this all really started. And I really enjoyed that about Speak No Evil. The beginning of the film has so many clues and really good foreshadowing to the end of the movie. You know, almost like every 5 seconds, there's actually an item held by the character or a certain shot that's used that, which you don't even realize at first, but if you ever rewatch the movie, you'll be like, hey, that pops up at the end. They do it like every 5 seconds at the beginning of the film. You'll really start to notice it. But it actually really wasn't, it was very well done, because I wish that I had paid more attention to that the first time I had watched it. I did notice a couple elements of foreshadowing, but there was so much more than I had realized when I had rewatched the movie. I watched the movie twice now, and I could still tell you, like, if I go watch it again, maybe there's something even more that I can find. And that's another great value that this movie has, is its rewatchability, which I have another point on, but I'll talk about that soon, is that the rewatchability makes you go back and try to find all the clues that were later shown into the movie. And, you know, it could be simple stuff from like a skewer fork all the way to like photos. It's really well done. And just like the original, I think that the overall story is actually good. Obviously, changes had to be made, in my opinion, and those changes that were made were good. And I think, but even going off from just this movie and the original, the basic premise of this family meeting this other crazy family, I think it's all really very well done. I was really engaged with it, mainly because of the performances of all the actors, with Scoot and the person who played the mom. And of course, the main best performance, obviously, was James McAvoy as Patty.
No! Patty!
Hey, Miss, come here.
It's all right, it's all right, it's all right. It's all right, boy. It's all right, you can still do it on your own.
James McAvoy is one of the best actors I've ever watched in my entire life, and I've only seen a few movies from him, but I could tell you, his performance in almost anything, and truly incredible on screen. He's almost kind of like Jim Carrey, the way he can just manipulate the muscles on his face so perfectly, you know. Obviously he does it differently, but, you know, it's James McAvoy. He's just the ultimate manipulator, the ultimate, you know, crazy guy sometimes, the ultimate protagonist that we really do root for. I loved him in It Chapter 2, regardless of how that movie is, but I felt that he was a good lead role to be that adult version of Bill. And then you have him here in Speak No Evil. He's such a good manipulator in some of the scenes that he is. You get really creeped out by James McAvoy. If you're not laughing at him, you're getting very creeped out by him because of the way that he talks or reacts to when someone says something to him. Because obviously his true intentions by the end of the movie are to kill these people and take their money. Now, just kind of talking about some things I didn't really like about the movie. One thing I'm actually kind of mixed on is the character arc of the dad. Now, his main arc of the movie is that he's wimpy, or sometimes he doesn't take charge as a man. And, you know, I thought that was really well portrayed by the actor of Scoot. My only problem with it is that, you know, I've heard this criticism by other reviewers, is that he has multiple chances in the movie to where he can redeem himself when it comes to that manliness stuff. And I think he actually does, specifically the scene where he has to jump off the roof to get the ladder and save his family. But unfortunately, I mean, still by the end of the film, I feel like there could have been more use of that. And, you know, I think that if he had just been given a more chance, because the wife still saves him in the end, and the whole arc of his character was for him to defend or be more or something like that. He was supposed to be more triumphant in the end, and he was, but I feel like there could have been more of that, and that would have really, really satisfied me for his character. Now, earlier I talked about the rewatchability and how it does a very good job of, if you go back, you can still notice so many different clues that were hinting towards the end of the movie, like towards certain events. And I'm sure if, like I said, I could watch it again, it would be my third time, I could go back and still find other things. And, you know, even the first shot of the film, there's like, it visualizes like pretty much the last shot of the film. So it's really well done. There is a downside to the rewatchability of this movie, though, is that if you watch it a first time, then you watch it a second time, it loses all of its suspense because you already know what's to come. A lot of movies out there can do a good job of having so much suspense the first time you watch it, and then you could watch it again, you could still feel that. This movie doesn't really do that because you pretty much know what to expect. There's nothing super, super crazy that actually happens in this movie other than the third act when both families are fighting each other. And you watch it again, it's like you don't really feel that suspense again. And that's kind of, I don't know, sometimes I get a little, you know, it kind of feels like a flaccid penis. And for me personally, I would have loved to still felt that suspense again. But I still do get very entertained by mainly James McAvoy's performance. Well, everybody, thank you guys for watching. I know this video for this movie is actually a couple weeks late because this movie came out a while ago. But if you guys have not seen this film, there's still plenty I haven't really talked about that I think you guys will have a really awesome time experiencing. You know, and definitely watch it maybe a couple times because you'll notice a lot of things that were foreshadowing everything towards the end of the movie, and you can notice so many details. Be like, hey, I remember that. And it was really good. I really like when movies do that. It makes it so fun to rewatch those types of films. So I really thought that this movie was going to be weird, and it was, but I thought it was actually one of the best movies from this year. So this will definitely be high on the end of the year list. So I like Speak No Evil. It was really good. Thank you everybody for watching. I'll have another video out hopefully next week. I don't know what exactly is coming. I believe Megalopolis just came out today. So I don't know, maybe I'll give that a shot. I don't know. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate you guys always supporting me. Thank you guys for 13,000 subscribers. We are still rising. We're going to the top. We're getting up there, guys. So we got lots of work to do. So thank you guys, everybody, for watching. Thank you guys, wherever you live, wherever you may be. I love you all. Jesus Christ loves you as well. Amen. And I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Living Hollister, a boy like no other. Love sipping beer and raising hell with his brothers. On the
May I please have the water?
Please stop. You need to stop. There are children.
Please?